First thing I learnt as a child that I was taught straight from my mother was one, to be polite, but second, look out for my brother. Though it doesn't matter where you're from, we all look out for each other. And especially when someone needs help most, we call on one another. Doesn't matter if they're your neighbour or they're a stranger you've never met. If you call yourself Australian, being a patriot is your debt. And when someone calls for aid, or they're endangered or they're inept, yeah, it's up to you to pay your due and give till nothing's left. So if you just heard a word I said and you say yes and nod your head, then how could you, and many others too, want two of our own men dead? Yeah, I'm talking about the Bali 9, and no, you don't want to hear it again. But when did our land of the rich and rare start condemning the lives of our men? Life is something precious that we all tend to take for granted. And we all have made mistakes, but there's no place for double standards. It doesn't matter if they're guilty or the drugs there had been planted. Could you look their families in the eye when their sentences were handed? I bet you probably couldn't. No, you shouldn't, with that grief. Yes, they broke the law, and so much more. There's no need for more reprieve. Do you believe in forgiveness, or are you too stubborn or naive? Have you forgotten what it means to be a compassionate human being? No one condones the drugs that may have hit suburban shelves, but most of those who take the dose, they choose to kill themselves. And these men are no different to all those in prison cells, trying to make a buck from something quick, like anything illicit that sells. So when I asked if you're an Aussie, and you proudly gave the nod, I assume you know it means much more than a cheap tattoo on your bod. Do you accept that a Bali government should play the hand of God, where a cold and vicious murderer gets a pardon from the firing squad? Yeah, the kids, they should have known better and seen this outcome from the start. Yeah, they could have caused some damage if those drugs had found their mark. But when the PM calls for clemency and he speaks on our behalf, you know the Australian thing to do is to show a little peace.